Hello, everyone, and welcome to the week of Power BI. This is one of the modules on data importing of data to Power BI. Pardon me for not being able to show my face in this video. I would like you to please pay very, very close attention to every single thing I'll be talking about here. So let's head on to the classroom. Now I have already bookmarked my classroom here so I can easily access it. But in case in your own situation, you have not bookmarked the classroom, you will have to go to the Google Apps, tab, click on it, and then scroll through all the available apps in Google and look for the classroom. Then here is classroom. Click on classroom. But while you're doing this, ensure that you're doing this with the email with which you have used to join the classroom before. So I'm using this Datafide because I've joined the classroom with Datafide email. I have several other emails here, all right? But I chose to use Datafide. Okay, so the classroom I want to access is this very one, data guidance. This is the classroom that we are all, working on currently because we are currently in data guidance cohort. In case you're watching this video, after that's maybe after data guidance cohort, you would see your cohort there. Okay, so when you come over here, we are now on the stream. Of course, there are two due dates, two assignments that are. Let's view all. Let's hope there are. Let's see if there are more. Okay, just two assignments that will be due on Wednesday this week. Wednesday 23:59. That's 11:59 p.m. Let's get back to the classroom. I'll click on my back arrow and let's go to classwork. Remember, I always advise that you explore the classroom through the classwork. So these are the materials that were released this week for those of you in Data Guardian, and there are about 15 of them. Yes, about 15 materials, 15 modules. Okay. The first module is just only focuses on, just welcoming you to the course with a very short video, in fact, short YouTube video. And you have the next one that talks about the overview of Power BI, all you need to know about Power BI. This is just an overview video. Then the third one talks about guided project, and I've done well to introduce the guided project in this 11 minutes video. I hope you would watch all of these as you should. Then chapter or module 4 talks about the project documentation. This is where you learn how to use GitHub and how to invite data file to your GitHub repository, how to create a GitHub account. And here is how to document your projects. You learn all of those in this. This is a video, this is a PDF material, 26 minutes video, and here's a PDF material. Okay. And I think, okay, you also, so from what you learn from module 4, you're expected to create a GitHub repository, and there's a link that shows you links a link that shows you a sample of what you're expected to submit. And the deadline for this is on Wednesday, 22nd of April, this Wednesday. For those of you who are actually in this current cohort, for subsequent cohorts, the due date will definitely change. And this video might be available up to the subsequent cohorts. Then for module 6, this is where you learn about data types and all in Power BI. Module 7, you learn about understanding data types and all in Power BI. And question generation, you learn about all of those stuff here. But my focus here is on module 10. I want to create a video that which will help you or guide you through importing data sets. We would import the data sets that we will be working with in this class. Let's check where to even have access to the data set. I think it's in module 3 that talks about the guided project. Beautiful. So this is where we have linked the data sets that we'll be using for to learn in this particular cohort. All right, it's called hotel booking data. To access the data, you simply click on the link here, and that will take you outside the classroom. Okay, no, this is actually open as a preview in the classroom, but I would like to open this data set outside the classroom. So I did a right click, and then I'll select new link open link in new tab. So once I do that, the link will be opened right here in a new tab as also as still a preview, but I would like to show this in Google Sheets or open with Google Sheets. So once I click on that option, it will open up the data set in Google Sheets. Let's come back to the classroom as we head on to the 10th module that we would be working on. So this one, I'll show you, the process to stream to a seamless process of importing data sets into Power BI. Now, this is the data we're working with, and it's opened here. It has different tabs, 20. Let me zoom in a little bit so everybody can see clearly. It has 2028, another tab 2018, I mean to say. It has 2019, 2020 meal cost, okay, and it also has a market segment as well as the data dictionary. Already we've spoken about the data dictionary where I introduced the project or the guided project. So I expect that everyone at this point should have familiarized themselves with the data set. Okay, our focus is importing data to Power BI. So let me get back to the first tab, 2018. I will leave this data set and come back to it later. So for now, let's open Power BI. I will click on my search bar and type Power BI. So here is Power BI. All right, I'll click on Power BI desktop because I want to open the application from scratch. Remember, you search from your search bar if you're using Windows 10 or if you're using Windows 11 and above, your search bar will be found somewhere around this middle. Okay, so Power BI is still loading. Let's hold on for it to load. Great, so Power BI is now open. I have the dark mode. In case you have not changed your Power BI to dark mode, you also come in bright mode. Okay, so the mode is not a problem, but just ensure that what you're seeing here is also what you can see from your own Power BI desktop. Okay, because we want to create a new report or a blank report, I'll click on blank report. There are, different, it says select a data source or start with a blank report. You can choose different data sources here. We have OneLake, Excel workbook, SQL server, learn with simple data or sample data, get data from other sources. So, but let's work with blank source. All of these data sources that are presented here can also be seen somewhere else when you open the Power BI desktop. So I'm going to click on blank report. And once I do that, it brings us right here, showing us the, it's called the report view of Power BI, right? From this, let me do a quick introduction of the interface, and maybe I would have to create a different video to explain continue the explanation of our Power BI or data importation. But for now, let's quickly go over Power BI desktop as I introduce the interface. So here in Power BI desktop, we have the very first tab, which you can see at the top of the screen. I hope you can see this, my mouse hovering right here. This is called the title bar. Title bar. This entire bar that has the search bar also in it is called the title bar. On the title bar, we have the search box or the search bar. We also have the title of the file we're working on currently. Right now it is untitled because it's not saved, but we have the title untitled with a dash, right? The dash, after the dash, you have the name of the package you're working with, Power BI desktop. There are three icons here to save. This is save icon, a shortcut to save instead of going to the file menu and clicking on save. You also find it right here. That is an icon. This is an icon for undo. If you want to go back to a previous step you've taken, here's an icon for redo. If you want to go back to a previous or a subsequent step you've taken. Do I mean subsequent? The further step. So I took a step forward. If I want to go back to that forward step, that is redo. And this is sign in case you want to sign into Power BI. You click on the sign in button, but this is not what I want to do right now. We'll not sign in, so let's leave that button for now. And this button is to minimize, to bring your Power BI screen to the taskbar. You can also maximize again when you go back to the taskbar to select it. And this very one is to restore down. So let's say you are watching a live session during the class and you want to be able to practicalize what is being taught. You use this button to restore down, to minimize your screen, and then click and drag it this way. Here, you see, click and drag it this way, drag this way to expand it, drag it this way to expand it, to bring it down, and drag it this way to take it. See the way my arrow has to change to the two-head arrow before I click and drag. Then you have this window small by one side and have the other window by the other side. But there's a better way to do this restore down, and if I want to maximize it back to the initial size, I will click on the same button. It maximize my screen. But a faster way and a quicker way to restore down and bring your window to one part of the screen is to press the Windows button. Let me put on screen keyboard so I can show you the Windows button. So on your keyboard, this is what I refer to as the Windows button, right? When you press the Windows button and press this particular left arrow key, it will make your window, whatever active window you are on, to collapse to the left. So, but when you press window right, it will make it collapse to the right. Let's try it out. I'll press window left, and now you see I have been able to collapse Power BI automatically to the left of my screen. Do you see that? So that is a faster, a quicker way to do it. When I do it on my keyboard, not using on-screen keyboard, watch this. Windows left, I have collapsed it to the left. And then I can also collapse this one to the right. Window right, I've collapsed it to the right. So you see I have this window by the left and this window by the right. So imagine you are on Google Meet. You can watch what is going on in Meet and as well implement it in the next window by the left. All right. So let's head on. Let's go back and maximize these windows. I'll maximize this and go back to Power BI, maximize this window, and that's it. So the next button is to close. If you want to close this window, you click on this X and it closes it. But I don't intend to close, so I won't hit on that button. So that is the title bar. It has all of those, icons and all that I have mentioned. Okay, now once you save this file, untitled will be changed to the name you have used to save the file. Let's practicalize this. I'll hit on save and I'll title this. Okay, before I title, I ensure I have already selected the place I would like my Power BI file to be stored. So it's going to a folder called dashboard. So imagine that it's not directed to this folder. This is what I would do. I'll click on more. Then I go to browse this device. Then I'm going to select the folder documents, and I want to save it inside Datafied files, and I want to save it inside the folder I have created for dashboard. So all my dashboards are stored here. So I wanted to save it. So that is a way to choose a directory for whatever you want to save. And once you've gotten to the folder you want to save your file, give it a name. So I'll call this pre-recorded Power BI practice file. Okay, this is what I'm going to call it. Let's call it data. Okay, let's pre-recorded Power BI practice file is fine. Click on save. Now observe what will happen right here. Can you see the untitled file has changed to pre-recorded Power BI practice file? That's because this particular file is now saved. It's no longer unsaved. Okay, great. So now coming back to the next tab, this bar here is called the menu bar. The menu bar. Please don't forget, so that whenever you are asked to click on view menu, when you hear the word menu, MENU, you know we are referring to one of these buttons here. Click on the home menu. I know I want you to click here. Click on the optimize menu. What I want you to do is to click here. If I ask you to go to help menu, what I want you to do is to click here. So all of these buttons that are all lined up here are lined up on the menu bar. And sometimes some people prefer to call them tab. Click on home tab, T-A-B. It means home menu. When you hear click on the insert tab, it simply means the insert menu. When you hear click on the modeling tab, it simply means the modeling menu. So please, whenever you hear your instructor say, hey, go to the view tab or view menu, you know what they mean. So you don't keep hovering around or rounding here and there, wasting time when your instructor is trying to guide you through, when you are connected online. So it's very, very important that you are able to identify different menus on Power BI desktop. So these are called menus. And for each menu you select, there is a corresponding ribbon. So this guy here is called a ribbon. So this is the ribbon for the home menu. This is the ribbon for the insert menu. This is the ribbon for the modeling menu. This is the ribbon for the view menu. This is the ribbon for the optimize menu and the ribbon for the help menu. So when you hear an instruction like, hey there, click on home menu and go under the queries, under the home in the ribbon on the queries section of the home menu. So there are different sections for each ribbon. For instance, the home menu has the clipboard section. You see this graded outline, this line here that is not, there's graded line, not very clear, but of course there's a demarcation between each section. So here is the clipboard section that has to do with copy, paste, cut, format, painter. Then this is the data section. This data section under the home ribbon shows you the different ways to import data into, or to connect to data actually into Power BI. And this is the queries section that has to do with transformation and taking you to Power BI, Power Query. Then this is the insert section that allows you to insert different visualizations and so on and so forth. And here is the calculations section that allows you to perform different calculations as regards creating of DAX functions. And here's the sensitivity section, the share section, and the Copilot section. So under the insert menu, we have the insert ribbon with different sections on the insert ribbon. The visuals, AI visuals, Power Platform, elements, and the spark lines. Then modeling menu or ribbon has different sections that has to do with relationships, calculations, calendars, page refresh, parameters, security, Q&A, and so on and so forth. So those are menus, ribbon, and various sections under those ribbons. Now let's talk about these views. So these are different views in Power BI desktop. The view we are currently on is called the report view. This report view has a canvas where all your visualizations should be connected to. So this is the canvas where you can connect your visualization to, or populate with your visualization to create a dashboard or a report. Then we have the table view. The table view is where you can see the data that you have imported or connected to Power BI. So right now, I have no data, and that's why you're saying you haven't loaded any data yet. Get data. So you can see it's empty. This is the model view. This is where you have to perform relationships. You can see we have a kind of pseudo image of your relationship. When relationships are created, this is how it's going to be reflected here in the model view. And we have DAX view or DAX query view. The DAX query view is where it allows you to add queries or run queries to create some DAX functions in Power BI desktop. It's actually a new feature that has been added recently, I think sometime early this year, 2025. Late last year or mid last year, I'm not sure they've added this feature in Power BI desktop. Okay, so that's that. Let's head on back to the report view. And on the report view, when you look towards whether the report view or any of those views, yeah, I think it's on the report view actually. When you look towards the right side of your report view, you find three pins. We have the filters pin, we have the visualizations pin, we have the data pin. So once you import or connect data to Power BI, all the tables that are present in that data set will be all outlined here under the data pin. All right. And whenever you want to create a chart, different visualizations, the pie chart, you want to create the bar chart, you want to create the column chart or the area chart, any chart that you intend to create, just click on the icon here to insert the chart to your canvas, and there you go. Very easy. And then we have other features that we'll be talking about, the formats, your report page, and all everything here. And then this is the filters. The filters pin allows you to apply filters to your visualization and your dashboard, or to make some adjustment to the filters that have been added to the dashboard. You learn how to use the filters once we start practically working on data set. And what more? Yes, so here, when you look at towards the bottom of your page, there is the desktop layout view and the mobile layout view. When creating a dashboard, the Power BI desktop allows you to see how the feel of the dashboard when someone views it with a desktop, and the feel of the dashboard when someone views it with a mobile device. Now, don't forget that we have different components of Power BI. We have the Power BI desktop, Power BI mobile, Power BI service, Power BI gateway. So those are different components, right? So that means when you're creating your dashboard, you have to also picture or think about how the viewers would view it when they are looking at it with a phone. Okay, so let's get back to Power BI desktop. Now, here is the different pages. You can add more pages in Power BI, just as you can add tabs and pages in Google Sheets. So currently I have just one page. To add more page, I click on new page, that is page 2, new page 3, new page 4, new page 5, and so on and so forth. You can add as many pages as you want as possible. Okay, let's go ahead and delete all of the pages we've added. I delete that. Yes, I want to delete this page. I delete this by clicking on the X, and it says yes, I want to delete the page. Mind you, these pages that you've added can be renamed by right clicking and clicking on rename. I can also right click and click on delete if I want to do so. Okay. Okay. And it closes, and that is that about that. All right, so I think with this, I have been able to introduce you to Power BI Desktop, and I believe that you're now much comfortable with the interface, Power BI Desktop interface. I'll stop here and have the second part of this video where I would explain data importation itself. So this is just like an introduction into Power BI interface. Thank you, and see you in the next one. Just here. I'm just here. Don't go far. Thank you.